Um, so I've been diagnosed with something called metastasis adenocarcinoma. Sounds fancy, but it's some form of cancer that metastasis means that it's spread, and it says most likely from the breast, so it means the cancer spread from the breast out. So about August, around August, I was at home in Lay, and because I am friends with a lot of breast cancer um, women, it's just become normal that when I lie down on them, I just feel my sides and that. So it happened that I felt my side on this side, and I felt a little lump, and I guess I felt the lumps before, but this one was like very distinct, like a little pebble like this. And so I kept feeling it, and then I was wondering, so I googled it, and it said that it's under the arm, it's a lymph node and swollen, and so it could mean something, and to get it checked. So my daughter has a friend who's a nurse at Engel, and I asked her to get some information if I could go in and check, but then it wasn't clear. We were also on our way to come to Port Moresby, so I said better to come to Moresby because I'm more familiar with the hospital here. So I think the week we arrived, which was October. Yeah, so end of August I felt it, but I never did anything until we arrived back in Port Moresby, and it happened that that weekend also Lava Girl was running the breast cancer awareness thing, and so they were talking about the services at Pomgen, and Friday was mammogram. So I decided that Friday I was gonna go. When we went, they said not to go straight to the mammogram because the information given on the night was that you go straight to mammogram, pay your 5 kina and go. But actually it's not. You have to go register first if you're not a Pomgen patient. You have to get a number, pay the fee, which is 2 kina, I think. I didn't have to pay it because I already had a patient number, having been sick in May for something else, and so I was able to just go straight to the cancer site. So you put your book, and then you wait for them to call your name, and then you go, and then they take you in, and the first thing you have to do is breast screening, where it's a physical screening. The nurse will feel your breast and check for the lumps. So she actually felt a lump on this side, but then she also felt that there was like something not right on my right breast on the top. Yeah, so she asked me if I felt it, and I said I did, but I thought it was just normal. So she wrote that down, and then after that you go sit down, and then you go and see the doctor. The doctor will then tell you what. So he told me that I had to get an ultrasound to get it checked properly. I don't know why he didn't say a mammogram. I didn't ask. But anyway, so I had to go to the ultrasound. He wrote a prescription or referral thing for the ultrasound clinic, which is a separate section in Pomgen. And he said, go to the ultrasound and come back. So me thinking that I just go to the ultrasound and come back. Actually, no. You have to go and wait in line, get served. They give you an appointment date. And for me, it was like 3 weeks later. And so I went back to the cancer clerk, and I said, I cannot wait 3 weeks. I want to know what's wrong. And he said, well, if you have money to go to the private, then that's the other option. So I'm like, fine, I'm going to go to the private. So I called around and found that 2K was reasonable price, which is 270 for ultrasound. PIH and Paradise is about 300 plus. And so I walked over to 2K. And the good thing about 2K, even though I didn't have any cash, but I did a transfer, which they allowed also, as long as it's BSP to BSP. So you can have that option. And then they just put me in, and I went in like half an hour later. I did my ultrasound. 2K is so advanced, especially with ultrasound. They have 3D and 4D for the baby, when checking the baby stuff, but they also do for breast and whatever else too. So I was on the bed, and the screen was at the top over there. So when you lie down, you can watch the screen as they're checking you. Whereas at PomGen, the screen is on this side, and you cannot actually see what they're scanning. So I like that. So while they were running the scan thing around, I could actually see the little circles like this all along my breast, and then they were measuring it, and it looked like there were so many. So I was getting worried. Like, for me it was like, so that's it now, is that cancer? Like, is that what it looks like? So there were so many little like bubbles all along, because they, even though I went in for this breast, the right breast, they said they'll do both, and it was good they did both, because when they ran the scan on this side, they found more little, it was showing on the screen, little lumps all across this side and all under my underarm as well. And so I waited maybe about, no, actually that was 1 o'clock when I went in, and they told me results will be ready by 5. So I decided that I was just gonna sit there at 2K and wait, because I didn't wanna go anywhere else. And so 5 o'clock, as they said, the results were ready. And I sat there and I read through it, and because they didn't even explain, because to them it was, I just went to do that, and my doctor is at PomGen, so they told me take the thing to PomGen. I may not pay consultation fee or that, so I guess that's why they didn't speak to me about it. So I read through the thing, and it said that I had microcysts along that one end, but the results said that it wasn't cancerous. Yeah, multiple cysts, but then they also picked up that there was one lymph node on the right and also on the left. So the left one, when the lady was doing the screening, she didn't actually feel it. So, but it was picked up on the ultrasound. So I didn't know what that meant, but I had to take this report from 2K back to the doctor. They even attached the shots from the machine too, so that's really cool. And you can't actually see, but it's like, yeah, these are the, yeah, there was like so many. So it said no calcification. So calcification is like it's soft. No boundary blow lista bubble or what, strong. If it was like, if there was calcification, it means that it's cancerous. So that's why, like, I didn't really think what about. Anyway, so they suggested that I do FNAC or FNAB, which is fine needle something, I forgot now. So I had to go back to the doctor at PomGen, Dr. Olali, and give him this one. It's such a process. And then he said that I do the fine needle biopsy. So what happens with fine needle biopsy is they get this needle and they put it straight to where the lymph node, the node is. They pull out some tissue from that or sample, and then that goes through check. So I went in on, actually they also scheduled for like 3 weeks later, and I told them that it was too long, and blessing was that one auntie was working, and that's the other thing. If you know people inside the system, you get served quickly, even though it's maybe some people will say corruption or what, but that's how things work in PNG and everywhere else. You have to know people. That's why be good to everybody. So auntie was in the pathology place where you go and tell them that you need to do biopsy, and I told her that I'm not gonna be here because I had a trip in December, and so if I could do it after I come back or before I leave. So she's like, I'll put you in for tomorrow morning. So she said, just make sure you be there at 8. So the biopsy place is not actually in the main Pomjan building. You have to go to the TB side. The TB area is the area down there. And so it's already mind on them because people see you going down there, they think you have TB. But actually no, it's just that the TB people plus the biopsy people, they go there because it's for the same, I don't know. So I was scheduled then and I went down, and the nurse did the screening again, physical screening, checked the thing, and then put the needle through and got sampled from this side. He couldn't actually feel the node on this side, even though the ultrasound had shown that I had a node there. But I think it's not like physically visible, I mean, to be felt enough that often. So he only took from this side. And so that was end of November, before I went down for my trip to Australia, and I came back 3 weeks after, and I went back to get my results, which is on Monday, like Monday, and now it's Thursday. And again, I didn't bring my clinic book because I was not at home. So I messaged auntie again and said, could you get my results for me? So it was given to me stapled like this, stapled. And she said, go give it straight to the doctor. She didn't tell me like I could read it or not. She just said, go and give it straight to the doctor. So me being me, I opened it and I looked at it, and there's so many terms I just didn't understand. And for some reason I didn't Google it either. But I stopped and I had a read of it, and then I was wondering what all these terms were, but I just took a picture of the thing and I went into the cancer clinic again. So Mila go put it on the table, and the clerk's like, where's your clinic book? So guys, please always carry your clinic book every time you go to the hospital. It helps with the process. You cannot just go nothing. And clinic book ran out low, city pharmacy. So you have to go with your clinic book. And so he said, where's your clinic book? And I said, I didn't bring it. He said, and then he gave me a full lecture about I have to bring my clinic book. I said, thank you. So me go Laos and decided that forget it, I'm not gonna go all the way and come back today. I'll come back Wednesday. So I went home and I sent this to some of my friends where they knew that I was come now sick, and they were also going through breast cancer. Some had connection to doctor, and they sent, and I was told that metastasis adenocarcinoma is a form of cancer. But also I googled it, and so just seeing the word cancer was already like, okay, so it's actually cancer and it's not. But then the thing is, for me, because the biopsy ultrasound thing said that it wasn't cancerous, it's benign. I don't know. I don't know if it's like really cancer, but I'm just going with this diagnosis. So that was Monday. You know, all the emotions and everything, speaking to people, getting doctors on them, and the main message that came through is like, I need to get on the chemo. It's spreading. We don't know how far it's spread, and the nodes on both sides, meaning that the spread is somewhere. And I was told that I may have to, because it's originating from the breast, I might have to remove my breast just to stop the cancer from spreading. But my question is that if it's already on this both sides, does it mean that I have to remove both breasts? So these are some questions like that are troubling me. I don't know. And the thing is like, how much spread? I mean, if it's already spread out of the breast and out of like to the nose, does that mean it's going to other parts of the body? And is it even worth just cutting off the breast if it's already past? Like kind of saying, if that's the case, then I'd rather just leave my whole body intact. So these are the thoughts that are coming in my mind, and the thing is that blessing the being sick in May is that some friends came with some natural remedies like these things here now, charcoal, and telling me about. So I've been watching videos and reading about that, and I've already started that good diet earlier, and so I see it now that I was all preparing for this moment. And so transitioning is not gonna be a problem, but the thing is that it was more preparing mindset. The thing with my sick earlier in the year in May, it was for my stomach lining. I actually had a biopsy done for that, but I never took the biopsy sample to the hospital to get it checked, and I'm thinking now that I should have. Why I didn't? Because it was just too expensive to continue. Having gone for so many consultations, decided that I'll just go with the natural treatment. So a good sister advised with hot and cold therapy and charcoal, which you can see there's so many here. So I've been drinking charcoal and oats, taking oats, and honey is good for the body too, and broccoli, and so all of those things. So I've already started that, and with that I've been reading about cancer and other diseases to the body.
So why are you eating tomatoes?
Tomato. So during Monday after I received my ONM, and I've been reading about what foods to eat and what not to eat. Barbara O'Neill is she's a medical, what do you call her, natural herbalist practitioner. So she promotes the alternative medicine, food medicine, medicine being food or food being medicine. And so she believes that you can beat cancer through just giving the body the right environment to heal itself, that the body can heal itself. So 3 things that she said is to, 1, you have to starve the cancer cells by cutting off sugar. So sugar causes cancer. I take a lot of sugar through all these other things, but I actually stopped sugar when I had the stomach issue. So start the body from sugar, and you have to increase your body with alkaline, make the body more alkaline than acidic. So the only acidic place in our body is the stomach, which is supposed to be acidic to break down the food, but otherwise everything else must be alkali. And alkali foods are all your leafy vegetables and broccoli and cauliflower is top of the list, and tomatoes. So tomatoes, banana, and all the leafy vegetables, and then your nuts and nuts for protein. But what she suggests is that you have to go through that whole detox of your body just by starving it from sugar and drinking a lot of green juice. Anything green, just blend and drink. Beetroot is also good. So I did my shopping list, and my Charlie went and bought all these things for me. So my other friend Ashley, he does soursop juice, so he has also been watching, because we recently lost a friend who had breast cancer, and he was trying to help her also, and So he's been watching these videos, and he suggested that one other doctor said that we should do the water fast, 3 days water fast. Don't eat anything and just have water for the 3 days, and that's part of detoxing your body. So I actually want to try all that. So I'm really reluctant to go on the chemo. Actually, doctor, so yesterday I went to see the doctor with my results, and he just told me that we have to start treatment straight away. And I said, what do you mean by treatment? And he said, chemo. The thing about the doctors is they should understand that some of us is our first time, and they should explain properly. And so I was a bit on him because the doctor maybe felt that I actually knew all these things about everything, and he's just telling me as it is. So I was asking a lot of questions like, what do I have to do for this, the chemo and all of this, and what does it mean? So I asked him to explain all of this. So he was explaining, and he said that tissue, he underlined this thing. He said the tissue biopsy is so to have a second opinion. The other biopsy I did is the FNB, which is the fine needle. I forgot what that B is, but it's the fine needle where they put it directly to the node. The tissue biopsy is actually taking a sample from the source, which they say is the breast, and then running that through. So he told me that's for second opinion, but either way I still have to get on the chemo to stop the spread. So what he explained is that the chemo is to stop the spread so that they can be able to do surgery. He didn't explain what surgery meant to, and I didn't ask him because they just seem impatient. Anyway, so I asked him that I wanted to do the second opinion, and he said for me to do the second opinion is surgical ward, and he'll have to write a referral. I'll have to take it up to surgical, and seeing that it's already the end of the year and shutdown period, they might not be able to do until next year, and it might be end of January. But he said if you want, you can go and check, and the other option is to go private. So I said, okay, can you just write the referral? I'll just go. And then he also said that if you want time to think about it, you can think about whatever and come back. So I said, okay, I want time and I want to explore this option. So I went up to surgical with his referral. It was lunchtime, so there was nobody there. So then I decided, this is his referral. So in his referral, he said Carol has a node on her whatever region, and FMAB suggests that he was using all the technical terms, but he said do a tissue biopsy to confirm so I can plan her chemo. So either way, it's still I'll still have to do the chemo is what he's saying. Surgical was closed, so I decided I'll go to 2K. I called them, they said bring that thing. So I went down to 2K, and they said they don't do tissue biopsy. They only do the FNAB, which I had already done. So I said forget it. So I came back to Pomgen with my clinic book and told the clerk that I want to see the doctor to tell him I'll do the treatment. And he said it's 1 o'clock and clinic only opens in the morning, so come back tomorrow, which is today. And so here we are today now, and we are gonna go and see the doctor. I already did some information check that going there doesn't mean I go straight on the treatment. They're gonna register me into the cancer clinic, and then they're going to schedule me. And Pomgen, they only do 5 at a time for chemo. So if those 5 slots are full, then I'll have to wait till whenever the slot is ready. So I might not even be able to do it this year, might be next year. So that's it. I had to message my mom on WhatsApp and just let her know. She advised my daughter, first daughter Loa, because Loa and Bowie are away in Kokopo. And Charlie, it so happened that we had time yesterday to have lunch by ourselves yesterday. So when she asked me what did the hospital say, I just showed her the paper and told her. She just went on Google and Googled it, and that's how we started the conversation. My biggest worry is that my daughter is traveling to Canada, and I don't want her to worry about that. So we tried to talk, few tears and everything, and I told her that we'll go through it because we are fighters, and Philippians 4:13, I can do what all things through Christ. And so that's always been our family motto, faith it till we make it. And so because I'm so thankful that I got sick in May, because it's much easier to do this whole thing. So right now what I'm feeling is that, I don't know, maybe it hasn't sunk in yet that it's cancer. I still don't believe it. And the thing with me now is I actually want to prove that you can do alternate treatment to beat the cancer, and that we don't have to take chemo and radiation. I'm opting to go for the chemo now, to do the first treatment or whatever, just to slow the process of spreading, as they said. But otherwise, my plan right now is that I'm going to trust in the food and what Barbara O'Neill is on it, because as an Adventist, and what I've been learning also is that food is medicine. And yeah, but that doesn't mean that we doctors is also not, they know their job, and they're also skilled and blessed in that, so we have to just trust everything. But I would move to the food option and try the charcoal thing and everything. So today is about putting the book back there, and then doctor will advise about the chemo thing. So hopefully I do get served today, because it depends also. There's always a lot of people. It's good to go early, but early at 8 o'clock means you sit there and wait for the clerk to come, and you all rush to put your book anyway. So best time to go is 9, when you know that they're already there. And then actually there's 2 lines. First one is putting your book through into the cancer room, and then you have to move to the second line, which is inside, and sit again and get served. So by the time you finish, it's usually 1 o'clock when it's time to go. So everything happens a day for each section of the way. So this journey has been like, what, October, since October we arrived, and now it's December, and now also now when we all find out my diagnosis. So that's how long it takes, and people actually die waiting. So drink charcoal. There's charcoal on sale for 50 kina. Buy it.